moving into the third game, because FC actually took the second game with a turnaround. They actually came back with a wonderful Naga siren there, and forcing Divinus Ludius into a game three. And moving into the draft analysis with me would be Coach Dota.
All right, so going into game three, this is definitely going to be interesting, I would say, just because of the contrast between game one and game two. Game one was kind of a stomp in favor of Team DL, but Team FC they came back strong in the second game. It wasn't a stomp in their favor, but yeah, they were able to neutralize a lot of DL's attempts to get an advantage. They weren't really able to push too much. So the map advantage went for FC, and they were actually able to secure the first Roche by stealing it off of DL. So, maybe it was that team fight that started the entire momentum of FC. And I think for some reason, I think that maybe the momentum right now isn't based on performance anymore, but more on intangible things like morale and maybe map advantage. So maybe those things are kind of what determine momentum now instead of gold and the XP, because you can easily turn the tide of fights around and not necessarily give much of a difference for gold and EXP. So might be some changes. I'm just throwing out some ideas right now, but we're definitely gonna have to wait a bit longer and watch a bit more just to see how the landscape of a game really has changed because of 6.82, because of this latest patch.
By the way, the first blood gold is actually cheaper. So normally, like you have what do you call this, 409 gold or something.
Yeah.
When you get a first blood, 409 gold, and then it increments by 9 gold through some formula or something. But now it's different because of the new mechanics. So just now, the previous first bloods in our games, they were only able to get 377 gold and 395 gold. So that's related to what we were discussing just now.
Oh. Yeah, I think I read somewhere in the patch notes something about the distribution of gold in ganks, but I'm not really sure how that goes exactly. Yeah, but I hope you can have me covered on those numbers.
Oh, no problem.
Because,
I love those numbers.
yeah, right now the numbers are really kind of messy to me. But let's take a look at the drafting strategies for both teams. Right now, for the first time, Faceless Void is going to be out of the equation. So Faceless Void has been banned by Folie. And DL, of course, they banned out the Naga Siren because it was Naga Siren that gave them a lot of trouble earlier on. But yeah, Death Prophet and Shadow Shaman on opposite sides of the game. Very interesting because both of them have pushing potential, but I think I would give the advantage right now in terms of pushing to Folie because not only do they have a Shadow Shaman, they also have Nature's Prophet, so they can kind of force reactions on at least one tower and then end up with a trade still, because you still have that Nature's Prophet or Shadow Shaman on another lane. So if you can, pressure out 2 lanes at once, then you're definitely gonna lose at least one. So that's the advantage that the Nature's Prophet gives on top of a hero like Shadow Shaman. But yeah, DL might want to go for an alternate strategy. Death Prophet isn't the end all be all. Pushing is not the only strategy that they can go with. They can still go for big team fights because Death Prophet is still actually pretty strong in team fights because of that exorcism. So might want to revolve around getting people locked in and engage in team fights. So Threat Protector, yeah, that's one way of keeping your towers alive, and also good potential for locking down people. The Leech Seed is actually a good level 1 skill just for the slow, 4.5 second slow. And the Overgrowth, of course, yeah, best way to keep people from moving, and that's what I was talking about earlier. If you have your Exorcism up, and your opponents are staying in one place, the overgrowth helps a lot in that regard. You know, you keep them in place, and then you get the exorcism spirits whacking the enemy's cot. So a bit of a combo there for DL. Not to mention the ability to regenerate 8 towers HPs and prevent them from sudden pushes. Maybe perhaps from the Nature's Prophet.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, second round of bans are coming up. And Lycan has been banned by DL. Let's see how FC respond to that. They don't really need more pushers, I would suppose, because they already have two. And getting an early snowball advantage from pushing down towers is actually kind of nerfed already, just because of the changes. So yeah, even if you ban out Lycan, I don't think that FC would have picked the Lycan either way at this point. So yeah, FC ban out the Viper. They still probably remember the Viper first game.
Mm-hmm.
That was so terrible. I wouldn't want to go against a Viper like that. But yeah, it's really a testament to Viper. Viper's ability to lane anywhere and to dominate whatever lane he's in, just because of the damage from his spells and from his skills, and then a fair bit of disable from the slows. And of course, you can get perfect last hitting with Nethertoxin. So there's that. And now DL, they ban out Tinker. Again, Tinker's banned, but I don't think Tinker needs to be banned at this point. Just because, they've neutered his Ancient's ability. So it will take him time to farm either a Soul Ring or the Boots of Travel. So that additional time just might be the difference between a very, very effective Tinker and not so useless feeding Tinker without any items or EXP. But FC, they pick up Vengeful Spirit. Yeah, Vengeful Spirit is a good hero for positioning related events to occur. Something like a Chronosphere or what's this? Mystic Flare. But against this current lineup, against the Death Prophet, I don't think you really need to move anyone. Trend Protector 2, but the Clockwork, if someone's within the cogs, maybe swapping out that person might be a good option, or swapping out the Clockwork himself. So yeah. And next two picks for this round are Luna and Skyrath Mage. Okay, Luna will definitely be the carry of FC. How this ties up to their lineup? Well, Luna is actually quite a good pusher because of the Moonglaves.
Mm-hmm.
Can easily clear out waves and also can take down towers because she has really, really good amount of right click damage, even from the early game. So, if the Luna's just pushing in the lane, maybe it's kind of like the Nature's Prophet. You don't realize that she's already pushed her way into tower range and is already attacking towers, just because she can take down the creep waves really fast. So it might be an unsuspected factor for DL to go against a Luna. But the last bans came out. It's been the Spectre. It was the Spectre and the Puck. Okay, so team fight centric heroes on both teams. So we should really see where this game is going. Both of them don't want team fight heroes. The center was also banned by FC and Spectre, and then the other side bans Puck. So I think they're planning on both engaging head to head. That might be what's gonna happen here. But either way, I think FC has a bit more options in terms of what they want to do, just because they have a Nature's Prophet. But let's see. So let's move into the introductions of the game right now.
Okay, so now we're again, for those viewers who are just tuning in, we are now into the third game between what was it? Folie,
Yeah, Folie,
Cinq, and DL, or Divinus Ludius. And they, again, I've been saying this for some time because I want the watchers, I want anybody who will be watching the boss to know that these teams have been with us since July 28th. And that's a big thing for us because these guys, they actually are they call this, along with Deadpan Gaming, Tactica Gaming, and
Why
a
is there
few
an
other
observer
teams.
ward here? A sentry
It
ward.
was it was a misclick. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they're pinging it. They're pinging it out.
Yeah. So Zilip, I don't. It's one of those moments when you want to pass forward and then you misclick. You forget to press control, so it lands on the ground. So anyway, going back to what I was saying. So along with a few other teams, FC and GL have been, like, you could say that they were at the forefront when they started the community. So it's a big thing. It's a big deal because without them, we wouldn't have been able to start up, and know what we needed for the community and stuff and such. Okay, so now for the Radiant team, going back to their initial position at the Radiant side, we have Praiser playing as the Alchemist, Acerta as Luna, Fantalan as a Special Spirit, Never Gonna Give You Up as the Nature's Prophet, and Zidith playing as a Shadow Shaman. And now for ZL on the Dire team, we have Virus at the Wraith King. This is the first time that Wraith King actually goes to DL, because for the first two games, FC had been taking Wraith King for themselves. Scarlet Mage now being played by Helia, Lover of Light playing, what do you call this, a Clockwork, Woohoo as a Trent, and the DL as the player with the defective name. Period. I'm gonna call him. I forgot. I decided to call him Period. So I'm playing as Death Prophet. So I think everybody's now starting. I think for these two teams, I can now familiarize myself with who goes where, because I know for sure that Lover of the Lights have been taking the offlane for 3 games already. And then Never Gonna Give You Up and Praiser have been swapping in between middle lane heroes and position 3. So yeah, so at least now we kind of can start familiarizing ourselves with that. We now see, excuse me, Period going at the middle lane. So he's actually the middle laner for DL. So and then the rest they either go for carries, which is not exactly quite definitive. So I know that Virus actually plays as a carry. I mean, he's been playing 2 Phase Voids for the first 2 games now as a Wraith King carry now at the safe lane for Dire, but for FC, it's really hard to tell who goes carry. I mean, I could say that it might be Never Gonna Give You Up, but based on the last game, but now it's Lacerda, who actually was playing. Who was he playing in the previous game? Let me check. Silencer. So yeah, maybe. But the silencer earlier, like he was out of, I don't know. So what do you think, Coach? Do you think that maybe one of the reasons why FC is, I know that they won in the previous game, but they did so after a turnaround. But in general, it seems that DL has like this skill advantage over FC. Not that obvious, but you can feel it. You can see it in the games. So do you think it has something to do with the more defined roles for DL, or not? Or is it just me? It's just a coincidence. What do you think?
Um, as for roles of players, well, yeah, that does make a difference because, it's better for pro players to have a smaller set of heroes that they can master instead of
Mm-hmm.
a bunch of heroes that they can play, but they never really utilize all of them properly. So it's better
Mm-hmm.
to have just maybe a pool of around 10 heroes that you can
Mm-hmm.
actually specialize with, and that
Mm-hmm.
will allow you to focus on the things that you need to do most in a certain game. And that's why actually players don't like playing Meepo or Invoker, because they
Mm-hmm.
really eat a lot of time that you could use to practice other heroes that can be core to your team strategy. So yeah, having definite rules, I think, um, is a factor. Really is a factor in a bit of skill in um, is that in playing
Mm-hmm.
in utilizing your heroes properly.
Yeah. So there you have it, coming in from Coach. So for those of you wondering what we were babbling about while we're waiting for the teams to unpause, it was about how having a definitive role could have this big effect on what do you call this? have this big effect on how your team performs in the game. So yeah, yeah, I have to agree. So it's a big deal. Like when you keep swapping heroes, yeah, you become a jack of all trades, but then you become a master of none. So that in its own right is a big deal, right? So compared, for example, if coach is like has mastered like at least 100 heroes. No, not mastered, but it's very familiar. And then say I am very good with invoker, like I mastered invoker. My invoker would fare well, like statistically, most of the time against coach, because he would end up fumbling about trying to figure out what the best build would be against my invoker, whereas I know exactly how to deal I have memorized specific situations, you know. So
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, I was wondering, coach, maybe we should do like our own series based podcast or something, like where we just talk about what's the best meta right now, or why this team's dominating the series, and so on and so forth, because maybe we could actually give the players something to listen to when they're like doing nothing or riding the bus or something, so they know that, okay, so I see that DL is apparently a team who is very good with Faces Void, and wow, so this particular strategy can actually work for this, and I could use this against Phoenix or Tactica Gaming or whatever team there is we're fighting against, those kinds of cases. And at least they could actually throw in the questions and whatever.
Maybe, but maybe the other teams might not like it.
Oh yeah, maybe. So let's just talk about, maybe we do a podcast and then let's just talk about why this patch sucks so much.
I don't say it sucks more,
Yeah,
but
just kidding.
more of it's not really too balanced right
It's
now,
not
and
yet
they're
refined.
not really too sure on what direction the patch should be going.
Mm-hmm.
But
So
yeah, at the very least, I would definitely say that the changes have been interesting, and are worthy of being looked into.
mm-hmm. Yeah, and but it wouldn't. I guess it would be also safe to it would be safe to say that relatively the changes have been unstable. I think that's one word I would, if I were to put it, that's how I would say it. It's how I would describe.
Okay, so you're getting choppy again right now. Oh, actually, if you had the update 6 hours ago,
Mm-hmm.
the what's this? September 27 update. I think some of the gold values were tweaked.
Sorry, I'm coughing.
Yeah,
I'm
it
having
was tweaked here. Kill
this week.
streak bounty from 100 to 800 reduced to 60 to 480.
Oh, okay. So
Uh, yeah, it
it
was
was
reduced. So
reduced.
we've
Yeah.
been playing under the reduced values already, not the original patch notes. Reduced AOE gold bonus net worth factor for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hero kills from point 0.5 to point 0.15 to point 0.26 to point 0.10. All right. So yeah, that's a good difference.
Sorry, forgive. My throat is really irritated right now. The weather have been cruel.
It hasn't rained today, so I think it's kind of okay on my end. If it's a day that there's no rain, then that's already good for me.
It was actually raining a bit, like during the evenings, and it was so hot, and then it would just be raining so hard. Yeah. It's- Okay, so we're having a lot of problems right now with the game. So other people have been lagging, I guess. Okay, so everybody's just waiting. Oh, by the way, coach, we have to watch out for Lover of the Lights.
Yeah.
Okay, because he is sitting at the off lane, right? And for the two games, we have
Yeah.
been seeing like safe try safe lane
Yeah.
for what do you call this for what do you call this Folie Cinq. And even though that's a situation where he is at a disadvantage, he has been getting the first bloods. That's big.
Yeah, but right now he's a clockwork. Might not be able to participate in first blood attempts until he's level 6. Well, that depends on how uh, his opposing lane would play against him, actually.
Hmm. Well, but basically he's quite an aggressive off laner. He knows how to he knows the opportune moments and get it, because and just a reminder, he has been the one who have been contesting the runes quite
Yeah,
well.
I really loved how he played Elder Titan. Reminds me of the days when I would pub stomp with Elder Titan. Right around the time when Elder Titan was actually just released on Dota 2. Yeah, I would pick up Elder Titan face boots. Did you play that? Have you ever played that?
No, no, no,
It
haven't.
was it was so nice to get those big 250 right click
Was it
250
it
damage right clicks in, yeah.
what was it so imbalanced?
It was definitely imbalanced. That's why they nerfed it. And ever since they nerfed that, they never touched him again. So so it really was it's just one aspect, and that was just the damage coming in from the spirit. And also I think a bit of the move speed. I think they changed that also, and I mean from the bonus value that the creeps give you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but either way, there was a potential to just, as I've said, drop the astral spirit and then two shot a support with your
Mm-hmm.
right clicks. Yeah, and especially when you have face boots, you're easily walking at 522 with phasing unobstructed. You get two punches in and bam, you've killed the support. And
Yeah,
it
so
goes through and it goes throughout the game. It goes throughout the game. It's not just the early game because the astral spirit, the natural order is actually the most important thing there. Being able to reduce someone's armor to 0
mm-hmm.
is still a very good skill. Whatever time the game reaches. So, uh, do they need to remake?
No, I'm asking there, but both teams aren't really saying yes. So I can't do anything on my end until they both say yes. Okay, so everybody's going to resume into the game, and back into the game we go. So those of you who have completely forgot what we are doing right now because of the long pause. I think it was more than 15 minutes. Was it? It was. Okay, it was more than 15 minutes. So just to keep everybody up to speed, this is game 3 of a best of 3 series. It's a 1-1 score between Folie and Divinus Ludius. Both teams are oldies, starting with us even ever since the community was conceived. So this is actually one of the games that we've been waiting for, because which it's just not it's a relief to see that these guys who've been with us since the start are still with us now. And again, just to go for a quick recap of the players on both teams, we have Crazer on the Alchemist, Lacerta on the what do you call this, Luna, Panjalano Vision Spirit, never gonna give you up on Nature's Zealot on the Shaman. Meanwhile, on the dark side, we have Virus playing as a carry once again. Hast is on top of the Wraith King. Hell yeah, is playing as a Skyra Mage, Lover of the Light. Now it's a Clockwork again for the third game. He is still on the offlane. Woo on the Trend Protector, and Period on the Death Prophet. Okay, I don't really know. I know that his name is not Period, so but his name is malfunctioning and not really showing up, so I'm gonna call him Period.
All right.
Okay, into the laning analysis.
Yeah, in the laning analysis we see here on Alchemist mid. I haven't seen this in quite a while, and I think the last Alchemist mid I've seen was RTZ. Was it RTZ at TI4?
Not really
I
familiar
think
with.
he played an Alchemist in his last game that they lost against VG.
I know that RTZ has been known to put to have been to play heroes that are not usually mid into
Yeah,
the mid lane.
because I think RTZ is one of the best mids right now. If you ask people in the pro gaming scene, who they think the best mid is, a lot of them would say RTZ. But if you ask RTZ, he'd actually still say that S4 is the best mid.
Aw,
But yeah,
he
S4 did win S4 did win the
solo, yeah.
solo mid playoffs at TI4. So
Mm-hmm.
that might have validated his claim because S4 was actually sort of the mentor of RTZ.
Oh, okay.
So they have that kind of relationship going on.
Sorry, my my throat. Okay, anyway. So yeah, going back to laning phase analysis, coach. So how do you think this will play out? I mean, Alchemist mid, it's not really something we've seen. I think the last time I've seen this is Dota 1, so I don't me on my end. I'm not saying that it didn't happen before, like recently, but that's the last time I saw it.
I don't
And if
remember actually seeing an alchemist mid in yeah, in quite a while. And in this kind of lineup, when you're going against a ranged hero, I think an alchemist mid might be warranted when you're going against something like Brewmaster. The opponent isn't actually ranged, so you can just move around and not really aim to damage your opponent, but zone them
mhm,
out.
mhm,
You can't really harass the Brewmaster with right clicks because of that evasion. It's now nerfed actually, but if you put something like a damage over time in an area, yeah, it really is a good way to stop Brewmaster from getting in and either getting pot shots at you or getting last hits on the creeps.
mhm.
So interesting there. Might be a better use if he wasn't going against a Death Prophet, because a Death Prophet can just right click from a range and even actually cast Trip Swarm to get last hits if you want to. So yeah, runes are runes came out. Someone got a rune here at the bottom lane. Was it Lover of the Light? It might have been.
It might have been, yeah. If he has a bottle, maybe okay. No, I think he's going for arcane boots. He's sitting at 700 gold, and normally he's somebody who would buy a bottle if he wanted to. So we're not saying it. So maybe an arcane, maybe.
A clockwork with arcane boots. I don't think I've seen too much of that. Because if you're
Oh,
clockwork, you
okay.
don't really need any other kind of boot. Just the brown boots will do.
Oh,
Typically.
okay.
Yeah,
Typically.
because what you don't really need the face boots because you can't face through the cogs. You don't really
Mm-hmm.
need the power treads because you're not gonna be dependent on your right click damage.
Mm-hmm.
So mana boots might be okay, but mana boots is 1,000 gold, a 1,000 gold investment, and the 1,000 gold can be better spent on something else like part of the Ganims or maybe half of a 4 staff already.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, might be better item choices for clockwork than a boots upgrade. Unless you're really going with a different kind of team strategy, which requires you to
Oh,
uh,
hang on. Rotation at the middle lane there from FC. Never gonna give you up. TPing in. Panjalan and Zillit just going in for the Death Prophet. But wonderful counter initiate there with a haste from Helge, and they're now chasing down the heroes. Exorcism up on ZL, and they're gonna take down the Nature's Prophet. So it was actually quite a bad turn of events there for Team FC, and now it's going to be 4 heroes dead for the first blood. Wonderful play there coming in from ZL. So wow, did you see everything that was happened to it?
yeah. Let's
Just
check
to
the fight recap. The fight
mhm,
recap actually got 4. That's right. It's perfect
four
this time.
heroes.
It got four hero deaths. That is the Alchemist, Vengeful Spirit, Nature's Prophet, and Shadow Shaman, and a total net exchange of around 2,000 gold
Mhm.
should be. Yeah, so we see the early game gold and EXP advantage definitely going for DL, but they killed someone apparently.
Mhm.
So
Alright,
it was
was taking notes. Okay,
the
who was it?
Vengeful Spirit killed the Trent Protector.
Mhm. Okay, so yeah,
let's see how they're doing on the lanes. Right now Clockwork is level 5, almost a level 6, so that's not a good thing to have. The Luna is level 6 already actually, so has that Eclipse. Maybe one more level to make that perfect. But this
Mm-hmm.
Clockwork, you know, just taking advantage of the new map geometry, taking runes left and right. You know, even if he's not really able to farm too much here in the lane,
Mm-hmm.
he still actually has a quite respectable 18 last hits, 19 right now. It's actually quite a lot
Oh, now
for
he has actually he now has a hook shot, so he might actually start ganking. By the way, are you there?
yeah. I'm taking a look at what Clockwork is doing.
Okay,
Clockwork,
so the middle lane, hang on, we see an engagement there on top of Crazer. Crazer getting auto attacked in, and a very confident Arcane Bolt, walk away Arcane Bolt move there from Hell yeah. He actually knew that Alchemist will be dead by then, so he just threw one in and then just gracefully walked away because he knew that the Alchemist was dead. Meanwhile, we might actually see a gag on top of Lover there. Vengeful Spirit throwing in a Magic Missile, TP coming in from Never Gonna Give You Up. Lacerta with the ultimate, wonderful play there from FC, but a little bit overkill to be honest, because that Clockwork would have fallen whether or not Lacerta used an ultimate or not, because they're all ranged heroes, and we have a level 3 Sprout on the Death Prophet. Clockwork didn't have a Quelling Blade or a Tango. It was a sure kill, and everybody was ranged.
yeah, but I think they just moved in to take this tower down either way.
Oh yeah, that's good. So it's a transition to a push, and they're now actually trying to pull off a Death Bowl lineup, sort of, with the auras and everything. So Lacerta might actually fall to an Arcane Bolt. Hell yeah, being a boss right here, throwing in a concussive shot, fighting the Nature's Prophet. Arcane Bolt on top of the Zealot. Zealot just walking away, trying to run from this, sitting at another 160 HP, I guess. Clockwork traps the Nature's Prophet, and this Nature's Prophet will fall to one auto attack. There, Lover takes the kill. So that's 2 heroes dead in exchange for a tower for Divinus Ludius. So who actually won that exchange? Indeed, Divinus Ludius actually won the exchange, and the Death Prophet just walking towards a Vengeful Spirit and taking her life. So much happening here for Divinus Ludius. They want to take this game, the last game, and just win over FC. And Exorcism getting casted here, this tower will actually fall, which would actually, by the way, restore the fortification for the Radiant team and would give them an advantage, would put them into position to defend the top and bottom tower should TL decide to push. Okay, are you there?
Yeah. Taking a look at the net worth right now, 5,000 for DL advantage and EXP 3,000. So this is looking more like the first game, I would say, than game 2. Because game 2 it was really close in terms of kills, but right now, yeah, it looks like DL is being more dominant right now. But I think it still can change, especially with the mechanics, with the odd mechanics right now. So still by no means is FC really way behind. But yeah, they are a bit behind in terms of last hits and also kills and towers. So no, they only have 1 tower lost, the mid one. But right now here the middle lane.
This Death Prophet can actually fall. Nature's Prophet has a Sprout. Oh, wonderful. Sorry, I just found the Unstable Concoction hit a bit too hilarious when you look at it. It's quite comical when you see it. So it just popped right smack in the face of Death Prophet. So yeah, wonderful pick up there.
Yeah, and I think that was amplified because of the medallion.
Oh wait, is it physical?
Yeah. Death Prophet has 5 armor. The medallion has -6 armor. Yeah, so you're dealing over pure damage because of the unstable concoction. It was level 3 only a while ago, but yeah, that was 300 something, and yeah, that's 300 something without magic reduction. So that's a lot of damage actually.
So by the way, Coach, can I advertise to the viewers of the stream and the in-game client
Yeah.
our website?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, just pop it there and everybody to see. So yeah. So anyway, we will be having our website is almost ready. Just give us a couple more weeks, and we'll be up with the beta version, and we will be sending beta keys to old teams, to teams who have been with us for some time now. So watch out for that, and we will be giving you a wonderful experience, Coach. Can you vouch for that, Coach?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
We've been working so hard on this project for quite a bit of time now. So, yeah, it's still going to be in beta, but we hope that the users and viewers of our product are gonna be quite happy with the experience that they'll be getting. So right now, Team FC lose the tower here on top. Things are getting maybe a bit bleaker for them. They're moving right now into tier 2 push.
And then we transition into a pause. Because why not? Sorry, Coach. My throat has been very annoying.
So the spirits are up, but yeah, because they took down a tier 1 tower just before that, that means they have a fortification cooldown at the ready if they want to use it. They should use it actually, but game is resuming, so let's see where this goes.
Oh, wonderful fortification they're coming in from. Actually, it's one of the best changes that I like here in the new patch is that how the fortification is refreshed every time a tier 1 tower goes down. I like it, to be honest, because that alone should be enough to taper the snowball effect death ball lineups have. For me, it's a big deal already.
Yeah, but you've put too much checks already that it kind of becomes imbalanced towards the other way. I think it's okay if you have a comeback gold mechanic, and it's okay if you have this early game tower defense mechanic, but if you put both at the same time, then I think that already destroys the point of what's happening. You're instead of balancing things out, you're pushing it extremely to the other side, wherein early push lineups are not too viable anymore, and instead favor late game multiple core heroes kinds of lineups.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to agree. Anyway, yeah, just now, Venture Spirit was picked off by the Skyrock Mage, Strength Protector, and the, what do you call this? Breaking. So much for the Venture Spirit. And that Venture Spirit has been pinned down to such a low level, sitting at level 6. Oh no, Coach, it's one of those instances where the Shadow Shaman doesn't get level 6. And it's already 14 minutes in.
Yeah, but at this new meta, I'm not really... Oh, the hook shot! The hook shot was missed by the Clockwork, but... Yeah, this Nature's Prophet's still gonna get killed probably because he's been running around the wrong way.
And now Lover Delight's actually getting stunned by Fanjalan there, and they actually have to disengage. Nature's Prophet's forced his ultimate for harassment? Question mark. But hell yeah, just walking to the side, and we see Death Prophet walking into 4 heroes. Wow, with Eclipse ready on Luna, I think this is very dangerous. Alchemist finds the Clockwork and takes the kill. Luna throws in his ultimate stun coming in from Fanjalan. Death Prophet is in danger. Oh, that's why he was so confident. She has the haste screen. And now she'll be walking away. 1-for-1 exchange so far. And Alchemist channeling the stun, but we popping on top of him during that last duration. Death Prophet picks up a double damage rune, rejuvenates herself, and might actually return to the engagement there. But well, she walks away. She tries to walk away and just continue the push.
Alright, so Exorcism was used there in the team fight. They only got one, right?
Yeah, it's a 1-for-1. It was a 1-for-1
Yeah,
exchange.
it was a 1-for-1, but the Exorcism spirits were used, so I think that's a bit of a loss for DL. But yeah, they haven't been able to take a tier 2 already. So I think that's a bit of the mechanics change difference. Just because they were able to stop the tier 2 top push, that they've been able to defend their tier 2 towers for much longer already. Yeah, right now the Shadow Shaman still doesn't have, still hasn't been able to use the Serpent Wards in an effective manner this game. Yeah, it took him a lot of time before he got to level 6, but right now I think that I really should reevaluate the usefulness of that statement because it's a different meta. It's a different patch, a different meta. It might not be. It might take more effort for the Shadow Shaman to get that level 6 early on, but the Clockwork right now, the bottom lane is gonna get caught out.
Yeah. Get it caught out. Massive Crit Wards are used, and Shackles as well. A little bit of an overkill there. Because you have like 3 heroes and an Arcane Boots ready apparently, so that Clockwork wasn't going anywhere. And well, the Master Crit Wards, I have to say, a little bit wasted.
Yeah, so 5 to 10, 16 minutes in. Let's take a look at the gold graph. Net worth, yeah, 5,000 for DL. They had an advantage. They set an advantage at around the 10-minute mark, but it has plateaued a bit since then. And the EXP earned around 1,000 in favor of DL only. It's actually been an upswing. So yeah, even if the scores are kind of lopsided, a bit lopsided, I would say that the actual scaling of these two teams is actually more even than it would appear.
Okay, so yeah. Well, we're now sitting at 5 to 10 in favor of DL with regards to kill scores. But it's this actually, Coach, I think this is sort of validating what we were talking about earlier. Not really proof, but somehow, a remote evidence, I guess.
Yeah.
That you see now that even though we're as we go towards playing this new meta, we will notice a change that even though you're playing way into the supposed mid game in the previous patch, the kill scores wouldn't even be spiking. It would be stuck in a ridiculously low KD ratio.
Yeah, so right now, both teams still playing passive. Shadow Shaman has the ability right now, 7 seconds cooldown, has the capability to push a tower, maybe the top tier 1 tower at least, but hasn't been able to plant his wards next to a tower, I think, right? So that's really what happens if your game is designed to be more passive.
Okay, so yeah, it's going to be a push in the middle lane. Might be an imminent engagement. TPs are now coming in. Sorry, not Nature's Prophet. Trend Protector hiding himself, preparing himself for a gank. They know that that FC will be coming in from another side. Skype is throwing in the Mystic there, catching the Luna there, getting silenced, and Luna will actually fall. So one for 2 exchange so far. So wow, Master Crit Wards were used, providing them with enough firepower during that last team fight. Wraith King is out of position, going to pick up this bounty rune. So will they actually go in to try to save Wu? No, Wu will actually fall and die on his own, and Clockwork would just be standing right behind the tower. And wow, a huge swing. Not really huge, but a big swing.
Yeah.
In favor of FC, because this is going to give them, this is going to put them in a position to push the middle lane.
Yeah, 3-4-1 at this kind of crucial junction in the game, where everyone's transitioning to maybe bigger items, is very useful right now, coming from behind. So if we check the net worth, yeah, kind of evening out a while ago from 5,000 gold for DL, now only 2,500, so the lead has been cut in half, and the EXP earned is practically 0. So pretty interesting. As I've said a while ago, they kind of look behind, but it did not take 5 kills to match the
skills,
score,
the net worth.
The net worth, yeah. It only took 3 kills. So, the scaling is kind of
wonky.
Not necessarily wonky. It might be intentional, but they might want to change that in the near future. But yeah, definitely it is interesting. An interesting change that if you have 5 kills behind, then you don't necessarily have to have 5 kills in front to balance 5 kills. Yeah, don't necessarily need to catch up with the same amount of kills.
Yeah, but it's going to, yeah, we've been discussing more and more, it's going to be more passive games from this point on. So if you're the kind of Dota player who loves, death ball strats and quick games, this patch isn't for you.
Hopefully that will be adjusted soon. Hopefully.
Yes, hopefully. I'm wishing actually, because it's right now.
Yeah.
It has come to a point where I don't really favor it. So unless I'm playing, it's going to discourage playing solo or not playing with your team, something like that. Because it's going to be, pubs are going to be a more difficult scene, to be honest. Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Unless maybe you see multiple carry lineups in pubs.
Perhaps. Oh, Clockwork coming in, catches the Lacerta out of position. Luna will die. Eclipse was not thrown. Master Pit Wars in position, getting dropped. Not really within an ideal range. OG coming in from behind, catches 3 heroes. DL with exorcism just spamming everybody down. Shackles coming in from Eleet will definitely kill the Death Prophet. So 1-for-1 exchange so far. Luna for the Death Prophet. It's not yet over. Hell yeah. It's now running away, getting zapped, getting taken down with an unstable concoction. Wraith King was forced to use ultimate, getting Medallion down, and he will fall. Wonderful Shackles are coming in from Eleet and now chasing the Clockwork and the Trend Protector down. Unstable concoction is getting casted there, getting channeled. No, and not enough mana for the Trend Protector. Oh, so sad. Did anybody have a 4-stat during that time? No one. So I guess it couldn't be helped. So Clockwork right now he's out of position. And wow, since when did Clockwork start to carry mech?
Yeah, this is odd.
This is odd.
And he has power treads. I don't think he needs power treads.
Yeah, I actually agreed with your statement earlier that Brown Boots is fine. You could have actually used it for an Academics or 4-stat, whatever. Oh, Clockwork coming in, locks down 2 heroes, Lacerta, and never gonna give you up, but he doesn't have enough mana for a Mechans, and yes, he pops the magic wand, has the haste tune, so gonna put him in position. Death Prophet finds the kill on the Vengeful Spirit. There's 1-for-1 exchange. Woohoo actually falls this time. Death Prophet loses himself after safety, buying him some time. Lover of the Light pops the mechanism. Nature's Prophet falls to the Luna? Okay, wait, to the Skyrath Mage. And now, wonderful. Something is taking it down one by one. Nature's Prophet's forced to buy back in, trying to get a kill on the nearly dying heroes, but decides to go away because decides to cast the TB because he sees that his teammates are falling. We're falling.
Yeah, might be better for him to just take a push instead.
And it actually decided to start pushing the top lane now. Just now.
Yeah. So, do they have a response to this? No TP on the Death Prophet actually. And no TP as well on the Wraith King. So, not gonna be much of a response. Only from the Skyrath Mage.
Guys, you gotta have the TPs. It's important.
Especially if you're going against Nature's Prophet, Nature's Prophet is the hero that will always be teleporting somewhere, so you need to be ready.
And especially since the TP scroll is a lot cheaper now.
Yeah, 100 gold.
100 gold, that's a lot. It's like 35 seconds you don't have to wait for money.
Less than 35.
Oh, less than 35, sorry.
You actually gain 100 gold in 60 seconds now. Since the last few patches actually. The passive rate for gold income was 100 gold in 60 seconds. So yeah, right now they just matched the cost of the TP scroll, to reflect the gold per minute rate. So it should be easier for supports. They just sit there for a minute and then boom, they have 100 gold to spend on teleport scroll. But well, yeah, there's really no downside to that. Everyone should be happy with lowered costs of teleport scrolls.
Okay, so you see a team fight at the top lane there. Nature's Prophet getting picked off with the Clockwork, yeah. Well, it started to Okay, this is the part of the game where I start to get, to honestly to get a little less excited. Not necessarily bored, but not as excited as before. Because now this is the time in the game within the new meta where everybody starts getting those comeback gold, and it starts to slow down from there because everybody begins to play safe for no particular reason at all.
Yeah. Um, Net worth still close. EXP earned still close. So yeah, everyone's playing safe because the game could still go either way. And look at this. I don't think I've seen people wait here for so long before.
The Alchemist.
No, everyone. Yeah, everyone. Alchemist's waiting for someone to come, and then these guys are waiting for something to happen before they push the tower. They've just been moving around there. But right now, they got someone.
Oh yeah, they did take the Vicious Spirit. They're out of position, so they're now going for the push. Is Exorcism up? Oh, they're going to save it for the tier 3 tower.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. I did notice. There haven't been much dewarding. I'm sure everybody's warding, but not
Team
everybody.
FC. From both
Yeah,
teams.
from both teams actually. They've been warding, but they haven't been rewarding at all. So that's big, I guess, because as much as somebody wants to, you guys need to ward, you have to reward as well. Because it's one thing to know where your opponents are, and it's another thing to make sure that they don't know where you are. So those are two completely different things. And for the past few games, they haven't been doing much rewarding. So maybe it could have actually that's actually part of the reason why the games have been slow.
Because people are playing safe, right? You don't know
Yeah.
where there's a ward watching you or um, something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it has something to do. I don't know if it has something to do with the recent map change, because recently with a new map with a new layout, people have been more cautious in placing those wards. It's like they want to save it for something. The way that they behave, especially in these two teams, you won't even see them trying to place a ward in the parts of the map that have been changed. Like the Roche pit. They don't really put anything there because I don't know if you can put something here in this particular area. I don't know if you can put a ward there, but the wards have been always here, which could actually just give you this vision here, which isn't a lot because they could actually just smoke here and then just dive in here. So they need to ward more aggressively. I mean both teams.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Maybe if Trend Protector would get the Ganims, we might see
Mhm.
better warding. But no, we're gonna get an exchange of towers.
Yeah, okay, we see a negation at the top lane there. Eclipse hitting Virus really hard, but popping his ultimate there. Mystic Flare coming in from Helia, not going to find a kill there. DL, the Death Prophet, is falling. Nature's Prophet finds the auto attack. Wonderful hook shot coming in from Lover Delight. Flares, wonderful cog there, actually trapping the Nature's Prophet out of the protective sprout. But unfortunately, no battery assault coming in from Clockwork because of lack of mana. So Nature's Prophet will be able to survive with last team fight. So it's a 1-4-4 exchange. And based on the recap, which I wasn't able to click, who was at the advantage, coach? Can you check for me?
It didn't appear on me.
Oh crap, what the hell, Val? Come on. So anyway, so much for that team fight.
Yeah. So right now, it appears that DL does have a big advantage already.
Mm-hmm.
So it might be going their way now. From almost a bit of an advantage for FC, then downwards already to the favor of DL.
Yeah, so I don't know how else this would play out. Like, are both teams going to wait for the end game? Because if we're talking about the end game, FC definitely has the advantage. Because hello, we're talking about Luna here. Then
Yeah.
again,
And they also have Alchemist.
yeah,
The
they have Alchemist.
is doing kind of well in farm.
Hmm. But then again, even if it takes a while for Luna to come back online in a very to an unstoppable state. It doesn't just happen immediately. it takes a lot of hard work. But if your supports are dying and you're constantly on the defensive, Luna won't be able to find that farm, and it might actually cost you the game.
Yeah, but depends how long this game is gonna go.
Hmm.
Are they
Yeah,
gonna? Is
that's the
DL
biggest
gonna
question.
let this game go on that long? Are they gonna let Luna and Alchemist farm until these guys are get too big to handle? Or are they, do they want to go aggressive? They should want to go aggressive because they do have levels 3 exorcism spirits, so can easily take down a tower or maybe even two, as long as they're willing to commit to an engagement. Because they've lately just been moving in and out of engagements and not really committing into full push.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Well, you might see an engagement here near the second tower at the middle lane. Threat Protector taking the Vengeful once again, but Vengeful is a hero that you want to die because of the aura. Now, Luna actually taking two heroes there, popping the Reincarnation of the Wraith King there, and Clockwork might actually fall. Walks away, Virus falls, and it's a 1-2-4-3 exchange in favor of FC. And the gold there, come on, show me the fight recap, please. It didn't show on my end.
Yeah, it didn't show on my end either. But check it out afterwards. It's going on an upswing again. Now this is just so frustrating because the game is going down and up. I think Prophet spots out the Clockwork. Clockwork has no TP scroll.
Will he be able to escape? Well, depends. Oh, he's getting auto attack, but the tower is down to 130 HP, and he's going to get spotted by the courier. This courier is just looking for keeping the vision up on Lover T Light. Never gonna give you up. Actually teleporting to the wrong spot, sprouting in for the vision, throws in an orchid, pops. Mechan's getting popped there with the leaving armor for the Clockwork, getting trapped in between creeps. Oh, Clockwork, you are out of position. TP coming in from the Shadow Shaman and Lacerta actually fights going in for the additional aura attacks, and well, they do get a kill.
I think Clockwork was confused because of the new tree layout.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was.
Yeah, they did change the layout of the trees there, so kinda it's gonna be a different path for you to juke around in now. So yeah, those are really a lot of changes for even the players to take in. Now it will take some time to get used to. Right now, however, I think they're bringing out the Roche. At least one of them is thinking of going down the Roche. No one yet. So, 33 minutes in. This is gonna look like it's gonna be one of those over 50-minute games. This Alchemist right now is actually quite farmed, 12,000. Not really the top in the game. Top in the game is still reserved for the Wraith King and then the Death Prophet. Yeah, but the Alchemist still has the potential to easily catch up and even surpass any amount of farms because of the Goblin's Greed.
Mm-hmm. So it's going to be heavily dependent on how they play, though. I mean, yeah, sure, they were able to win the recent team fights, but it doesn't necessarily take away the win for DL. They're still at a big advantage. Although the network does say that the goal difference is 0. Now, engagement here at the Radiant Jungle. Wonderful BKB coming in from Lacerta. He will be able to pop the Eclipse. Overgrowth catches 4 heroes from the Radiant team. Will they be able to come on top of this team fight? So 2-for-1 exchange so far. Eclipse casted by Lacerta, but falls before she will be able to take somebody down. So 4 heroes are down, leaving Zealot the only one. Confused as well in the enemy tree line. Wonderful play there. So Valve really doing a number here on the players, confusing them out of their wits because of the new layout of the trees.
Yeah, but they're still not able to push down this middle tier 2 tower.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the pushes.
Even if they've had many team wipes
Mm-hmm.
near this area, near the
Mhm.
middle lane, they still haven't been able to transition that into pushing this tower. 35 minutes in. So how long will it take for them to push down 1 lane of racks, 2 lanes of racks, and force out the GG?
Now, I was wondering, because this is a random thought. The towers they're not, what do you call this, high value targets. They are now basically just an objective. So does it mean that maybe the old meta where you have to push as many towers as you want isn't necessarily the most optimal way to go about winning the games? Maybe the way that Valve wants this to work is that you choose one lane, you finish it as early as you can. I don't know. Just a wild idea. Because the way, if I were like new to Dota, and then I know that there's not really much reward in taking down the towers besides position, because the gold is very trivial. The gold that you get in with a tower is the same. It's nearly the same as the gold that you get by clearing out the creep wave perfectly. So the question has to be asked: like, do we really have to take down towers as much towers as we can? Because
Yeah.
that's how we've been doing it. Or can we do it just by pushing a lane?
Yeah, the value of taking down towers has definitely been greatly reduced in this new patch. But actually, uh, the Shadow Shaman has a Ganems. He's had the Ganems for quite a while already,
Mm-hmm.
and almost level 16. You know, he can take down a tower solo if he could just get to the tower, get into tower range of something. He can take down a tower with just those wards. But yeah, even if he's a Shadow Shaman, hasn't been able to use those wards properly. Right now we have an initiation on the top lane on the Shadow Shaman.
Yeah, so Shadow Shaman actually fall. No, Protective Master Print towards their wonderful play, and Lover is forced to walk away from this mechanism getting popped just to save his own ass. Now Zealot is out of position. Wonderful Mystic Flare coming in from Helya, forcing the Shadow Shaman to not be able to move forward. Force up coming in from Helya as able concoction still catches him though with a 3-second stun. Now leaving armor on top of Helya to give him additional position to push. A lot of Atos getting cast on the top of Angela, and ultimate coming in from Luna, pops the Reincarnation on the Wraith King, and they are now chasing the Death Prophet down. He has the BKB exorcism up. A lot of auto attacks coming in. Use from somebody. Or I didn't know that you could actually use a BKB. Never gonna give you up. Actually takes down 2 heroes there during that last team fight, taking down the Death Prophet and the Clockwork in the span of 2 seconds. So it's a 2-for-2 exchange in favor of FC, greatly in favor of FC.
Yeah, but if you take a look at the fight recap, it's still positive actually for FC. 1,439 and then 1 gold for DL.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So very interesting take on things. Net worth right now, look at this, down, up, down, and going up.
Yeah, it's going to be the same pattern every now and then. And to be honest, it's not a good pattern.
Not really
it's
enjoyable for us now.
Yeah, not really too enjoyable, and actually not really good for the players as well. Because now, the way that the objectives work are now completely. They're not too rewarding, and that in its own regard, it's not really something that you would want to look forward to. And how to call this? Because how can I say this? Okay, let me just put it this way. The way that the gold works right now is just the game is rewarding players too much for something. Okay, so let's temporarily drop the fact that hey, the idea is that you should not mess up if you're on the advantage. But the thing is, if you give too much away of the same thing, it loses its value. And the moment that it loses its value, it's not really something that it loses its meaning. It loses the what do you call this? The motivation to pursue it.
Yeah.
So you end up in a situation where you have a tragedy of the commons thing. Like everybody has gold. So and then then the positions would start to lose their value slowly but surely as the game progresses. Right? So on one and then the way I see things right now is that in the early stages of the game, the positions are clearly defined and the depth of the game is very huge. So it's very exciting. But as the game goes to the late game, in this new meta, the positions blur out because everybody has gold. I mean, look at this Kyrath. This Kyrath, yeah, he's been getting the kills. But considering that he has died, what? Okay, that considering that he has died only 3 times, yeah, and you got so much gold here, sitting at 9. He's not. He's in. He's usually you don't see a Scarlet Mage in a position where he's level 16, even at 9 kills or something.
Yeah, even the Shadow Shaman. The Shadow Shaman is not supposed to have like 4, 7, 12 score with
Mm-hmm.
an Aghanim Scepter, you know, but just because everyone is so passive, then so a lot of things that are not supposed to happen are happening right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's the thing. So Valve, I don't know if you, I don't know. Look, we might be wrong, coach. We might be wrong, but the
Yeah.
thing is, it's basic economics. You give something, you give so much of something away. Whatever is implied or can be bought by the value of that something, it loses its value. And in this sense, a lot of implied things, direct, indirect, whatever. And it's quite obvious. I believe that the players are feeling the same pressure right now.
Alright, so nothing, still nothing. Has the last tower taken down was mid? Was it mid tier 2? And that was still so
Mm-hmm.
long ago. This tier 1 still hasn't gone down for team FC. Even if the Shadow Prophet, the Death Prophet has been there. Shadow Prophet, oh my god.
Oh my god, that's a new hero. I would love to play that hero because you have the Exorcism and the Mass Serpent Wards in one hero, and then whenever you throw a silence, everybody gets shackled. I would love to play that.
Mass Shackle, oh my god. but the Death Prophet, Death Prophet has a heart. My god. And they're still afraid to push. This is unusual. Both teams had Death Prophet, right? Both teams have had a chance to play with Death Prophet,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
and both of them went with the Yule's first item.
Mm-hmm.
So Yule's first, I think I usually Yule's
Oh wait,
pick.
hang on. Engagement here at the middle lane. Mass Serpent Wards getting used. A lot of big clash happening right now. 2 heroes are down immediately for DL. Lucky for Raid King, he has the ult, he has the reincarnation up. BKB up and running, but he is just dropping to the damage from the Luna. So 2 heroes are down right now for DL. Buyback coming in from Nature's Prophet because he just died just right now. So all in all, it's going to be a continuous long team fight. DL now losing that Death Prophet to that last team fight, that Nature's Prophet buyback might be worth it, going in for Lover of the Light. But the Wu is on the run. The Clockwork is actually safe and sound. It's going to be a push in the middle lane. Grazer is just going to hack away at this creep wave and will actually go for a push in the middle lane. Clockwork is out of position. His CP is into safety, and he can actually start defend this base by just standing at the front of the tower, spamming the flares and throwing in the cogs. Could be, but well, we might actually see a Roche attempt coming in from Phaser and Nature's Prophet. So yeah, Sats are going to be used as a scout to scout everything else here. And Phaser just doing a wonderful job taking the armor down from Roche. Dust getting used by Never Gonna Give You Up. A wonderful pick up there with the Aegis, and it is a perfect timing actually. They would the moment that they win the next team fight, and we have the Aegis of the Nature's Prophet. This is going to be a very a good what do you call this? A definite push from FC.
Do you think the Aegis is gonna make them want to be more aggressive?
No,
Still
no, no. You know why? Because right now if you look at the net worth, it's sitting at 0. All right, so basically there is no means. There is no what do you call this? And I think that FC knows it as well. That they don't really have to. There is no what do you call this motivation to go for the comeback mode. So
Yeah.
the emerging behavior from that is that FC will start to farm to gain an advantage. And even if they have the Aegis, Aegis doesn't directly translate to gold. It only right now in this meta it translates to just additional to how do you pronounce it, longevity in team fights or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, so even if you look at just observe just right now what happened. So we see Scarlet Witch and Death Prophet, they were actually out of position. But the initial reaction from the Vengeful Spirit was to run away. And now, and again, the reply coming in from DL, OG was thrown down by the Trend Protector, and everybody was there. But the next reaction from them was to back out. And this is actually I would have to say one of the reasons why this meta is quite encouraging those passive games.
Yeah.
And
It's been 45 minutes and still no tier 3.
yeah, and 45 minutes, only 27:36. And the fact is, it wasn't a snowball. It wasn't even a team fight intensive game.
Yeah, so how do you think this game is going to end at the very least? Is it going to be Nature's Prophet pushing his way into the enemy base, or is it going to be Shadow Shaman just going straight ahead and then dropping his wards, or
Well,
Death Prophet?
we've come
do you
to,
think?
yeah, well, we have come to a point that we were talking about earlier, that the Alchemist and the Luna have received so much harm. So right now, if they are not able to shut down the Luna or the Alchemist immediately during a team fight, this game is for Folie Song to lose.
Yeah, I think the Luna is almost to her butterfly.
And,
But
and I think there's a big thing that DL is actually forgetting. When you're in a team fight, you don't, what do you call this? Don't kill the Vengeful Spirit just like that. Don't kill her within the radius of your carries, because you're going to lose so much damage because of her Vengeance aura.
yeah,
So what they need to do is that to pick off the Vengeful Spirit while Wraith King Wraith King or Death Prophet is away, right? They can't kill the Vengeful Spirit when she is standing beside the Wraith King. Because just earlier they killed the Vengeful Spirit and the Wraith King was just beside her. And when Wraith King started to hack away with Luna, he lost the fight. So yeah, so I think those are the small things that DL kept forgetting. And it has been happening for some time. I'm always looking at Wraith King, checking out his damage, and and if you look at his items, it's not even damage intensive. So you lose so much of this damage on Wraith King. No amount of attack speed is going to win you a fight. So yeah, so I think for Divinus to win, they have to shut down Vengeful Spirit when she is away from Wraith King. So that's one. Next, they would have to pick off the Luna or the Alchemist immediately after the OG is casted. Disable her as much as you can so that the BKB won't pop, or OG her when the BKB is already up and running, so that you effectively shut either Luna or Alchemist down during the team fight. Because Nature's Prophet is so easy to kill. Besides the Sprout and the auto attacks, the strategic advantage for Nature's Prophet is still more on the push. Although he has the Tinsu, I mean, it shouldn't matter that much because, well, Death Prophet and the key heroes for DL have BKBs. And yeah. Oh yeah, I know.
so exhausting, so exhausting. It's been almost 20 minutes since something big happened, since a tower fell. Has it been? It feels like it, right? No one's pushing towers. Oh my! Shadow Shaman, just drop the ward somewhere, or Nature's Prophet, just push somewhere.
But everybody's, and you know what? The Aegis isn't actually lost its value because it would only last for 5 minutes now.
Yeah.
I mean, what the hell? I mean, I know that you are. You know what? Let me like review what the thinking there was. So initially they reduced the lifetime of the Aegis on a hero to 6 minutes to encourage using Aegis immediately. But here's the thing: back then, the emergent behavior of the game didn't actually force the players to pursue a faster meta, right? So it was all aligned. But this time, Yeah, you put it to 5 minutes in, but you give players so much gold. Why would they want to push? You know, the
Look
five.
at this. The net worths are just so out of whack. 20,000, 22,000. Usually, if you see these numbers, then the game should be very well into the tier 3s at least.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, 15 minutes in, everyone has over 10,000 gold and no one's doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
Shadow Shaman actually has a refresher. What is this?
What is this game? Normally on this, if you reach a 50-minute mark, it's going to be clash intensive.
Yeah, but nothing happening right now. They're not even positioning themselves to take the Roche.
And interesting. Oh, I heard somebody get swapped. Death Prophet gets swapped. Oh, wonderful use coming in from her. BKB getting popped and throwing the exorcism in. Clockwork goes in with a hook, catches two heroes during that last impact. Four steps out, leaving the two supports here to be raped by the exorcism. So it's two heroes down for FC, and now Reincarnation getting popped by the from the Wraith King. He throws in the BKB, but the damage is too much from the Luna and the Alchemist. Untable Concoction getting channeled, thrown in on the face of the Death Prophet. Aura attacks coming in with the Blade Mail, just wiping the Death Prophet out. Nature's Prophet is forced to buy back in, though, so at least they have that going for them. BL is now left with 3 support heroes. Oh, sorry. To fend for themselves in the middle lane. Now Woo is actually getting spotted. OG casted there. Oh, apparently casting OG doesn't reveal you from the Invis from the Nature's Guys. Crimson Guard casted, giving additional space there for Lover of the Light to just survive that last team fight. And these 3 supports are going to take down this Nature's Prophet, and it was a dieback there. Luna now pushing the top lane, and she will be forced to go back because Woohoo just
Why
TP'd
would you
in.
retreat? It's only a Dread Protector.
I don't know too.
Right? If you have the creep wave here and there's Dread Protector there, Dread Protector's not gonna kill you. You're a Luna with a Manta style and almost a Butterfly and the helm of a Dominator and... oh, this new meta.
And don't worry, I feel your frustration. I don't know. So a lot of Rocket Flare coming in from Rocket Flare gets spammed in from Lover of the Light, and we're actually at the point where we have two catapults spawning. Is it?
Wow,
oh no,
yeah.
yeah, is it?
Spawning.
2 catapults spawning. So what?
The game wants to end.
Yeah, the game wants to end. Fortification up for the Dire team for no reason at all. Coach, they fortified.
They activated the fortification. This might be bad for them. If the Shadow Shaman realizes that, then they can just drop 2 Serpent Wards in one lane, preferably the mid, and develop an advantage from that point on. But I don't think they want to. They only see the Roche. They have the illusion there and the dominated creep to scout that out. But the creep's gonna fall, and they know that the Roshan is being attempted. Now the question is FC gonna move in on this? Are they ready and willing to capitalize on this? They should have been, but no, not at this point anymore. The Wave of Terror comes out and sees them, and it's too late.
Yeah, well, it's going to be an Aegis there, 5-minute Aegis, so around the 50 more or less. They should actually use it before 60 minutes, before the game reaches the 1 hour mark. So they're now marching into the middle lane, going to take that tier 2 tower definitely. But the question is, will they be able to? Because the last team fights have been bad for DL.
Yeah, so can't really say where this is going. The Alchemist is actually gets the Clockwork.
Clockwork actually catches the Alchemist force stabs itself out. Zealot going to be able to drop the wards down, but getting picked off immediately. So killing spree there on the Skyrock Mage, and they will actually be able to take what do you call this? Sorry, I'm out. I'm really tired. I'm losing my mind right now.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Actually,
Baker.
system up on DL. Yeah, they're going to push this fortification up and running for FC. They don't have the Shadow Shaman for additional defense via the Refresher plus Serpent Wards. So Clockwork latching in on top of Lacerta, catching her in. Mystic Cur coming in from Scarlet Mage, forcing the BKB up on Lacerta. Panic Eclipse getting casted, not going to be fully utilized there. Oh no, Virus actually pops his BKB before he reincarnates. So he was going to respawn without any spell immunity. OG coming in from Wuhu. The Crimson Guard is up, giving them additional damage against auto attacks. Lover of the Light catches Stasis Prophet inside the cogs. Going to put him in a good position. DL might actually catch this game because 3 heroes are now down for FC. They're now continuing the push at the middle lane. Virus the Disciple actually sitting at 3,300 gold. Might be a Divine Rapier, might be, because after all you have the reincarnation. They're now moving to the bottom lane. Oh no, what the hell is this? They should have actually went for the top lane.
Yeah.
Bad decision making here from DL.
Or they just want to play it safe, take down a tier 2 and not do anything else. But no, they actually still have 60 seconds on the Alchemist and the Nature's Prophet. So yeah, I think they should take this.
They actually have 4 heroes up against 3 heroes, and you know those 4 heroes that you have like Trend Protector. And what the hell, coach? Trend Protector is sitting at 3,800 gold. What? And now Lover of the Light 4 staffs in, catches Eleet, the Shadow Shaman once more, getting Ginsued by somebody. Oh, okay, getting hexed by the Shadow Shaman. Shiva's card going to pop the Pleasure Spirit down, and everybody's damage is now affected by the aura. Lacerta popping the BKB doesn't have the Manta, doesn't have the ultimate there, so this might actually be a GG for FC. Finally.
Oh, after such a long game, it just ends in a kind of an anticlimactic push.
Yeah, it's not. No exceptional plays were actually seen during that last team fight, and I'm going to really get frustrated if DL decides to just back out, and they actually do. And Virus actually wants to finish the game, pops the BKB because you don't pop the BKB before you reincarnate, and that's actually bad decision making. Now you're trapped and you're going to get spammed with all the spells that you have. You don't even have Mordigian, so Virus would actually fall. So it might actually be a turnaround there. A total of 1,800 gold distributed between the Alchemist and the Nature's Prophet during that last team fight.
It's really just a shame that the Shadow Shaman Refresher Wards haven't been used on that tower. So they're probably regretting it now. You know, if they took the initiative to push towers earlier on, then maybe they wouldn't have been in a position that they've lost 2 lanes of racks already. If they proactively went for being aggressive and placing wards, and pushing a tier 3 tower in the racks instead of just waiting for something to happen. So right now, this game should be near its ending. Yeah, 12,000 gold in favor of DL and over 8,000, maybe 9,000 gold in favor of FC.
And we actually see a pause. Oh no, praise are getting disconnected. So this is going to be an additional overhead in the entire duration of the game. Okay, so while we're waiting, let's look at the patch notes. Change logs. Okay. So rekindling soul. Yeah, there you go. And I'm going to look at the formula. Scrolling. Okay, so one question, Coach. What's the biggest advantage do you think that the change in the Roche Pit gives the players?
I think that right now, for some reason, why is it that I feel that Radiant has more of an advantage than the Dire? I think
Maybe because it's facing the ramp. It's facing the ramp.
It's facing the ramp, so it's easier to get if I paint a line here, How do I put
Mm-hmm.
it here? Then you have a straight path from your ramp into the opening of the Roche pit. So that means you can, um, get skills lined up easier.
Mm-hmm.
Something like
Ice
Mirana
path.
Arrow or an Ice Path or a Fissure
Hook.
or Macropyre hooks. Those things might be easier to set up from the side of the Radiant right now. But maybe also a bit more balanced. I think the change here was made to make it equally easy for both teams to reach, as
Mm-hmm.
in just by walking. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, the problem is still there. You can't really make a totally symmetric map. But this
Mm-hmm.
change, I don't know. It really feels like it's a bit of an advantage for the Radiant. Until maybe someone can tell me otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there's an underlying reason.
Yeah, well, to me, the rules change actually. I don't know, coach. Well, for one, they this change this particular change in this specific area of the map did balance out how the ancients are farmed. Because before it was so close to the off lane of the Dire that it was relatively easy, compared to how the ancients, like compared to how the ancients on the Radiant team is positioned. It's not exactly good for the Radiant. So I think at the very least that one is leveled out. But with regards to the Roche pit specifically, um, yeah, I don't know if it's exactly it removes it levels out the advantage for both teams, because exactly as you said, it's facing a favorable position on the ramp of the Radiant team, and actually it's to be honest, I don't know. It's a big advantage for the Dire team. I don't know. This is actually just this is me, all right? But compared to the Radiant team, it's a lot harder for you to ward the Dire side this time, based on this layout.
Yeah.
Because if you want to ward this area, you're going to put yourself in a vulnerable position here and here. So these two areas, you are completely vulnerable. Whereas if you're coming in from the Dire and you want to ward the Radiant team, you could actually, there's so much space to move in. Like you can actually come in from here. I don't know if it's similar, but you can actually come in from the side and ward on this area. And the ground is higher, so the vision is larger. There's a bigger reward. So that in its own right, it's big. It's a bit different because before, you could actually have the same value if you put there used to be a high cliff area here,
Yeah.
and now it's moved a little bit towards this area. And that in its own right is already a big advantage on Dire, because if you look at it, if the Dire is coming in from this end, from the off lane, it's easier to put it there. And like if you're from the Radiant and you wanna ward here, I don't know. It's just, I need to review this more. But basically, I really can't. I feel the difference of changing the Roche area, but I just don't feel the significance yet. I don't understand it.
All right. So we might see one last big push come in from Team DL. They might want to take down the top racks already, since the Death Prophet's exorcism refreshes up.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, they want to go for the mid.
They want to go for a mid, and well, wards are getting used from the Shadow Shaman, reserving that refresher for just in case they might go for a push. And now we see DL actually just literally melting from all the auto attacks, and the Mass Serpent ward's position coming in from FC, and the Loon is just doing so much damage here. Acerta locking down DL. DL with the heart, he is able to sustain that much damage, and FC might actually win this game. Now 4 heroes are down. They're chasing down Woohoo. They don't have any sort of we call this vision to reveal just in case Trent Protector decides to go for a Nature's Hex. But he gets Hex. He will be getting shackled there. As able concoction. Oh, wrong timing there. But nevertheless, Wu will fall. It's a complete team wipe
Do they have buybacks? Buyback
for
status?
DL.
Yes on the Wraith King, yes on the Clockwork, no on everyone else. So they might be able to push a bit. They don't have the Serpent Wards though. And there we go. There's a buyback on the Clockwork and a buyback on the Wraith King. No more buybacks from the team. But oh, come on, guys! It's 4-on-2. It's 4-on-2.
It's 4-on-2. Yeah, no, it's 4-on. Yeah, it's 4-on-2. So why would you back out? Okay, so this is going needlessly long. I mean, this is very this game has been progressing, has been going on needlessly. I think that's the proper adverb, I think. So the row should actually respond soon, once again.
The Roshan will take more than a minute, maybe a minute and a half to respond. But yeah, we've gone into 63 minutes already. I think this is one of the longest, if not the longest, game we've ever had, including the pauses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
We haven't encoded the longest game yet. We had actually a long game before that went past the 60-minute mark. It's at like around 67. So if this game goes on to more than 70, worse if this goes on like for 120 minutes, I don't know what to do.
I don't think it will take that long. The Death Prophet is already pushing the top lane. He has the Exorcism up, Refresher is up. Then maybe just one more team fight, because a while ago they went a bit too greedy. They wanted to push down the mid tower. But maybe they might have better success in trying to push down the lane.
Top tower.
Yeah.
Oh, Clockwork actually picks up the Vengeful Spirit. And wow, he is able to take the Vengeful Spirit, who will respawn in the next 70 seconds. Does she have a buyback? Where is she? Yes, she has. So, well, this is... Oh, wow, Shadow Shaman getting picked off. So, 2 heroes are down for DL Shadow Shaman. Does he have a buyback? No. He is still short 789. Vengeful Spirit does buyback into the game. So, this is going to put the Vengeance Aura up and running. And, you know, as long as Vengeful Spirit dies within the range of the Wraith King, DL is still in a bad position. They need to pick off this Vengeful Spirit outside a team fight, outside a significant AoE. The effective AoE of the Wraith King.
Yeah. It's still 5v4 situation. I wonder why they haven't used the Exorcism yet.
Clockwork going in for the hook shot, misses it, but absent-mindedly pops the prod. So it's going to put a little delay there on the initiate. So the towers do go down. The refresher orb is still up and running, so available for the pickup. Lacerta going in with a BKB, popping in the ultimate there. Virus might actually fall, but he has the reincarnation still. Never gonna give you up. The auto, just throwing in the auto attacks. Wonderful reincarnation to a BKB, casted there by Virus. Lover of the light dashes on, never gonna give you up. Going to force him to go away. Crazer is out of position. Wonderful double wards coming in from Shadow Shaman. Lux in Lux in Virus during that last team fight. It's now the Wraith King is now down. Refresher up on the the Death Prophet, and well, double kill coming in from the Lacerta, buyback coming in from the Scarlet Mage. They are now chasing down the Vengeful Spirit. Uhu will be able to take him down. So, all in all, it's going to be a 3v3 considering the heroes who are alive. Exorcism still taking so much damage on the racks. They're now left. FC is now left with a single racks. Is OG up and running? Not until 20 seconds. So Zeal is just chasing him down. Blinks in right behind the Threat Protector, shackles the Death Prophet down. So Crazer with a crazy attack speed with that butterfly and that Mjolnir. So wow, it's going to be a 3v1 situation, and they can actually go straight for it.
Maybe if the buybacks are not there. Buybacks are okay. So the Nature's Prophet bought back, but on the dire side there are buybacks on the Trent and the Death Prophet. So yeah, just 2 buybacks. Is that gonna be enough? The Scarlet is still enough, so it might be a 3v5 if they choose to buy it back.
But then again, it's not enough. I mean, considering that how much it's essentially DL essentially has 6 heroes, right? Because of their incarnation. And then after the team fight, FC still came on top. Oh wow, wonderful Mystic Fair coming in for Scarlet Mage. Absolutely melting the Alchemist during that last team fight. So now it's going to be what? 3v3? 3v4? No, 3v3. Now Vengeful Spirit respawning, and Nature's Prophet is forced to buy back just to defend. And it is going to I think it's safe to say that we'll be expecting an extended game, like 5 minutes more.
Yeah, looks like. But they weren't able to take down our lane of racks actually, so maybe that push was not really the best that they could have hoped for.
Mm-hmm.
Their Prophet is moving up on top. Maybe gonna do another push. Because they just need to distract FC for a while the Death Prophet takes care of the top lane of racks.
Yeah, takes care of the rat,
That's
actually.
that's what I would do, yeah.
So Virus here is sitting at... Oh, that was a Sacred Relic was for. It was for the Abyssal Blade. I just realized it now. I'm that tired. So I guess... Who else doesn't have any items? Oh, Scarlet Mage is sitting at level 24. The levels, coach, they're just absolutely ridiculous. Sitting at everybody's almost level 25. Scarlet Mage casting that ultimate there on the middle lane. Oh, by the way, his ultimate doesn't have any cooldown now, right? Because it's Aghanim's ult.
Okay, so how many Aghanims are in this game right now? Only 3 though. Shadow Shaman,
Skywrath and Clockwork.
Clockwork.
Yeah, you know how they would they could actually win is that if then Protector goes for the Aghanims, and then starts putting so much visibility on the map, because nobody in FC, with the exception of Aegis Prophet, can actually take down Ice that fast.
Yeah. Does the cog destroy trees?
No,
No.
it shouldn't.
Then they don't have skills to do that.
Only Nature's Prophet, but then again, yeah. Okay, they're going for the Roche here. I think what Roche? How many? This is like what Roche? 5th, 6th?
I don't know, chief. Maybe.
Is going to go to Virus. What did Virus sell to get the to get that extra slot? Oh no! Wraith King actually sacrifices mobility for the Aegis.
What
I am
was
hoping
it?
for the best. The Blink Dagger.
Oh, the blink dagger, but that should be okay because he doesn't really need to blink. He just needs to walk in and force a fight here somewhere, either in the mid lane or in the top racks. You know, because he can withstand quite a bit of damage, and just right click on the meteor axe, just take it down. He has 3 lives practically right now. But yeah, they're retreating. Okay, so there's really something wrong in this game.
Hell yeah! Now doesn't have enough mana to sustain himself. He has the mana pool, but not the mana regeneration. So he is essentially useless right now. Not enough mana for a Mystic Flare, and his disables are out of it's out of commission.
Yeah. Hopefully something happens out of this push. 70 minutes in.
70 minutes in,
This
indeed.
has to be one of our longest.
It is the longest game.
Oh,
Okay, latching.
I heard
Okay,
a
Clockwork latching in into the Razor, catches him within the Coxfoot, backs out. Lacerta pops in the BKB, dives in to 4 heroes there. Zealot popping in the shadow of the wards, but not going to be able to shackle somebody near it. So the Virus going to get Crimson guarded, and he will be actually successfully able to take Luna down. And there goes Luna, and now everybody from FC is just dropping right now to dying levels. Clockwork latching on Vengeful Spirit, killing her off, and now Zealot is just running away, trying to survive this. Wraith King is just this is his second reincarnation thanks to the Aegis, and now he's up and running, and his ultimate will be ready in the next 40 seconds. Buyback coming in from Zealot, buyback coming in from Trend Protector. Scarif Mage is sitting at like what 40 HP right now, and well, since Shadow Shaman was able to buy back, and Alchemist is there, they might be able to defend the bottom and mid lane. But wow, Razor popping his ultimate, just auto attacking the hell out of Lover Light. Zealot coming in for the shackles, gets stunned by the battery assault, and now Lover of the Light cools down his hook shot and just constantly getting hammered by the Alchemist. Wonderful play there, going to successfully defend this tower against Clockwork. So it's now 2v3. Virus going in, his ultimate is ready. He actually stuns Krazer there. Krazer doesn't have an ultimate in the next 15 seconds. OG coming in from Wu. They will be able to lock down Krazer. Abyssal Blade coming in from Virus. This Krazer will fall. The recreation is up, and this is GG at the 70-minute mark. Nobody will be able to defend from FC, and the GG call coming in from what just happened? Okay. Coach, what are our rules? Oh, anyway, the game did set in because actually,
What's our rules?
well, GG DL actually called in the GG first.
Give them a
Oh.
warning.
Yeah.